While the other computer is doing its update, so we're going to take a look at this computer. This is a Dell Latitude computer. Not sure what the model number is. It's an E something or other, 65 something maybe. It's got Windows 7 Professional on there, that's cool. Does not say what the model number is in there. So I don't know what the model number is. But these are really good computers. I like this model. This was one of those ones where it came into the shop and the customer didn't want it anymore. They just wanted to get the hard drive deleted and the computer recycled. So here it is getting recycled as my studio computer. A couple of weeks ago I tried to set up a computer to use here at the studio just to have, you know, in cases like with this other laptop I need to download a driver to grab this computer out. Or if I was in that video where I was looking at the old drives to erase the data, that would be another use case for this. Just to have a computer I could show on video that doesn't have my personal stuff on it from being used day to day, so I don't have to worry about recording it and having to blur stuff out or whatever. So this computer does work. I have tested it out before. It seems to work just fine. It's got a very flaky version of Windows on there, which may be some kind of stolen, hacktivated thing. Pretty dirty. It's not like I'm going to be eating lunch while using this thing, so I'm not too concerned about the cleanliness of it. Next time I have the air compressor out, I'll blow this off, but I'll just go through here real quick to get some of the grime out from in between the keys. And there's some, you know, dust out of the creases around the screen bezel there. Clean out the mouse buttons. Okay, that's far from perfect, but it's much better than it was. Now at least it's presentatable. Of course, if I was to use this in a regular use case, I would clean it up to like new condition, but it's not really necessary for this particular use case. Most everything I'm handling here in the studio is pretty dirty anyways. So this machine, you know, it's been used. It's pretty beat up. It's got a couple of cracks. I thought it did anyways, does it not? Yeah, it does. It's got a crack over there, but yeah, these are pretty durable. The top case is metal, so that didn't usually break, and the plastic was pretty thick and sturdy, so it was a good machine. These are really good machines. My primary laptop is one of these, a little bit newer or more powerful model anyways. So this does have Windows 7 on there. I wasn't going to show any part of the existing Windows installation because I don't want to have another editing nightmare in my hands, but I have to laugh about this. This is comical. The password hint is closed. I guarantee the password is open. Looks like it's going to be. Incredible. Absolutely incredible, the things people do with passwords. I'm going to change out the hard drive in here again just because I have these SSDs floating around. Might as well use them. And it's pretty easy to change the drives and memory in this model anyways, which is how it should be. It should be easy to do those things. Seems to be more difficult to find a screwdriver. Screws are all the same size. I'm not sure if we have to pull out that screw in the middle there. Maybe only for the keyboard. Yes, it is only for the keyboard. Alright, so here's the drive, and here's the memory. This is going to be 2 sets of 2. Put in 2 sets of 4 instead. Four is totally adequate with a solid state, but got this memory sitting around, not doing any good sitting in the closet. So I might as well put it in, even though it's not necessary. There's been a string of comments on one of my other videos series recently that I did on the file server, the Dell PowerEdge file server a while back, and they said something like, in regards to the equipment, they said a couple of ridiculous things, but one of the ridiculous things was they said, oh, that computer can only take a maximum of 12 gigabytes of memory. That's not worth anything anymore. Are you kidding me? Even the trashiest version of Windows 10 can run on half of that and work fine. I don't know what's wrong with some people today. They just need to find better ways to entertain themselves. It's quite a sad state of existence to have to go around trashing other people's material just so that they can feel good about themselves. Okay, this is an Ocean Fence 7200. I thought it was pretty quick, that's why. I don't really like the Ocean Fence brand that much, but for what it's worth, this drive seems to perform pretty well, and it does still work. So let's get this unscrewed here. Oh, that's really tight. Okay, that's mounted. Now slide this back into place. And we'll screw this in. How easy was that? They do not make computers correctly anymore. They just don't. Alright, so now we should have 8 gigabytes of memory and the solid state drive. Charging port's a hair loose, though now I'm realizing that this may be not exactly the right plug. It's the correct voltage, but this might have come with the yellow plug. It works, but it's just kind of loose in there. I'm not sure if that's a function of the plug or the port. It still works, so I'm not concerned about it. Alright, let's get the... I think this was the disc that had the Windows on it. Although this is Windows 7 Home, and the computer has the professional COA. But it doesn't matter. I have plenty of Windows 7 Home licenses. Okay, the battery's low, but it's plugged in, so it doesn't matter. I'll go to the USB drive, and there's the Windows. Of course, there's going to be a problem. I know the drive works because it worked fine when I put it into that computer that had the screen problem, so I'm not exactly sure why it's not working here. I guess I shouldn't be too sure why it would work. Why would it work? Nothing ever works on a computer. Okay, this is taking way too long. Let's go into the BIOS and see if that detects the drive. It's taking a long time to get through the BIOS. Saying there's no hard drive. That's really strange. Something isn't right, because it wasn't taking this long before. Still no internal drive. Okay, well, let's reseat it then. Not quite sure what would have happened. Well, obviously it's detecting the drive now because it started to boot to Windows. So, I guess it just needed to be reseated for whatever reason. Yeah, there it is. Okay, whatever. Okay, take two. Windows installation is just about completed. Let's see if we're going to have network drivers. Looks like we do. Perfect. Okay, let's get that set up. Oh great, an error. And it looks like the Windows Update agent is going to be too old. That's easy enough to fix. file that we need. And this should fix the Windows Update problem. And there's the updates. It's gone through most of the updates. There's only a few left. So while that's going through, let's take a look at the benchmark here. So the processor and the memory and the hard drive are all quite good, but of course the graphics is lacking, which is pretty typical. You needed a very powerful graphics card to score up into the 6 or 7 for Windows Aero theme, and this is only a laptop, so of course it doesn't have a very powerful graphics card. Although I guess I shouldn't say that anymore, because the mobile processors and the mobile graphics cards are getting a lot more powerful than they used to be. So let's see if we have all the drivers. Looks like the display driver went in through Windows Update. We're missing a few still. I suspect this is probably the card reader. There's 2 card readers on this unit. One of them, of course, is the SD card, which is this one here. And then the other one is EC. I'm not exactly sure what this is. That's what the connector looks like. It almost looks like that, I don't think it's quite as thick. Maybe it is. It kind of looks like that one on the Apple MacBook Pro 17-inch. Whatever that is called, I forget. But anyways, so that's probably the missing drivers. Usually I like to go through and download the drivers manually, because sometimes, whoops, when you use the automated installer from the hardware manufacturer, they put bloatwares and other things on there that you don't really want. But since this computer is not really going to be used that much, and whoops, hold on. And since it's just down here in the studio, if it gets a couple of pieces of bloatware on there, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. So let's see here. I'm going to do Dell software update. I believe they do have an automated program. I believe this is it. This is Windows. Doesn't say a specific version. Did these updates just finish? Alright, let's restart here. Oh jeez, how many times am I going to do that? I'm going to restart this thing so those updates can go through. I don't want to install or manipulate the drivers while there's updates pending. We'll let this restart and finish those updates, and then we'll go back through and run that system update thing. I don't know why the screen is flickering so much on the camera. Don't usually have that problem. See if a brightness adjustment makes any difference. Yeah, it looks better at full brightness. Alright, that's fine. I'll just get blinded for the duration of this video. Okay, I'm going to put a password on here before I forget. Just because it does have access to the network. It's not going to be a complicated password, but it'll be enough to keep some random person out. Okay, now let's go into the downloads and let's run this thing. And the sound is working, I just turned it off before. Okay, serialize away to Dell. There it is. Is it gonna work? It says it's checking for updates. And that should not be running. As much as I like that program, I usually uninstall it after I'm done with it because it seems to turn itself on when I don't want it on. Okay, so it's saying checking for updates, the drive is going, so it is doing something. I don't know why that doesn't have a better graphical interface to work with while it's checking for updates. And now it's gone. Okay. Where did it go? Jeez, this program stinks. There it goes. There's the model number, E5520. Okay, so let's see what we have here. No critical updates. 4 out of 4. Let's see, that's fine. I don't want to do the BIOS update. I don't mess with the BIOS usually unless there's a problem. None of these seem like the ones that are missing from the device manager, but I'll let them go in and let's see what happens. Okay, they're installed. Let's see if any of those triangles went away. One of them went away. Why isn't the device manager opening? For heaven's sakes. This shouldn't be so difficult. You know, there's a reason why I don't usually use those crazy update applications. I hope it didn't hose this computer. Cursor has stopped moving. Well, I think that'll be the last time I ever use Dell Update Manager because Didn't even solve the problem. Well, that's fine. If at some point I encounter a situation where I want to use the card reader and it doesn't happen to work, then I will deal with it then. But I think for now it's probably okay. Oh, I just thought of something else I could do, which ironically enough I will now need to put the I'll need to put the virtual clone drive back on here. Okay, let's go into my software library, programs. Actually, it's probably still in the trash. No, it's not. And downloads? Nope, we'll just download a new copy, that's fine. Virtual clone drive, drag that over. And I'm going to go back to drivers. And we're going to go into driver pack. And let's run this. Okay. And now open this. And I always pull the network out for this because I don't want it to go on the internet and start downloading, you know, trashware or whatever. Oh, duh, it's going to be reading it through the network off the server. Okay, I guess we'll just have to have the network connected and hopefully it doesn't try to do, you know, updates or something. Now it's just not going to work. Okay, that's what I was concerned about it doing, but I think it's not going to do that. This program I've used on a number of different computers, pretty strange models, and it has always been able to pull out the drivers. It's like a 15 or so gigabytes ISO, and I can't fathom how it packs so many drivers into it, but it's offline, and it's just an amazing program. And sure enough, there it is, the card reader driver. So we don't want any of those stupid programs. Let's just install these drivers here, and I bet this will get rid of those pesky triangles in there. It's installing the 3-axis Digitanic accelerometer driver. I was never going to find that on my own. You know, I don't look for crazy stuff like that. So that's it. The program took care of it. So now all the drivers are there. Do we really need the 3-axis Digitanic accelerometer? Absolutely not. But, you know, whatever. Now it's there. So that's that. I think this is done. So we'll get out of there and close that out. And we will unmount that CD. Unmount. And I guess I'll leave that in there for now. Let's see if maybe I can at least get it out of the startup sequence. Don't need that. Don't need any of this actually. I'll leave the pointing device on there. That's fine. Okay, so that's it. All the drivers are in. Do one restart to make sure everything is working. And this should be good to go. Gets going pretty fast. Okay, that is all for the Dell Latitude E5506 or whatever it was. Over and out.